What if one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history was punished for playing the game the way that it's played today? This is the story of Randall Cunningham, a quarterback who could throw deeper, move faster, and create plays no one had ever seen before. He didn't just break defenses, he broke the idea of what a quarterback was supposed to be. By the end, it will be clear why Cunningham wasn't just ahead of his time, he was the future of football, just born too soon. How does a player become revolutionary? Just by being himself. When Cunningham joined the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL expected quarterbacks to stay in the pocket, follow structure, and avoid risk. Cunningham did the opposite. He moved, escaped, and created outside the system. This matters because it sets up the central conflict. Cunningham wasn't failing the system didn't know how to handle him. He didn't look like other quarterbacks, he didn't play like them either. When pressure came, he didn't panic, he turned chaos into opportunity. Broken plays became highlights. But instead of being seen as evolution, he was seen as a problem. What happens when talent looks too different to understand? Cunningham created some of the most unbelievable plays in NFL history, like escaping his own end zone and throwing a touchdown that should have been impossible. These moments prove his brilliance, but also explain why coaches and critics didn't trust what they couldn't control. One play changed everything. Trapped in his own end zone, defenders closing in. The play should have ended instantly. Instead, he escaped, rolled out, and launched a perfect deep touchdown. Today, that's a highlight. Back then, it raised questions because it didn't follow the rules. Why was a player this talented never fully trusted? Cunningham faced constant criticism, labeled inconsistent, reckless, and too flashy. This builds the emotional tension. The issue wasn't his ability, it was how the league judged him. It wasn't just playing against defenses, he was playing against expectations. Too flashy, unpredictable, not disciplined enough. But the system around him didn't fit his strengths. And when things broke down, the blame always came back to him. What happens when innovation gets punished? Because of his style, Cunningham took more hits, more risk, and more physical punishment than traditional quarterbacks. This raises the stakes. His uniqueness didn't just affect perception, it affected his career longevity. Every time he extended a play, he stayed exposed longer. Every time he ran, he took another hit. And in that era, quarterbacks like him weren't protected. The same skills that made him special also made his job harder. Did the NFL waste one of its most gifted players? At his peak, Cunningham had elite talent, but no system built to maximize it. This deepens the tragedy. He had everything needed to dominate, except the environment. Imagine him today. Spread offenses, designed runs, creative play calling. Instead, he was forced into structure, and slowly, his prime slipped away. What happens when the league evolves? After you? By the late 1990s, the NFL began shifting towards more flexible, mobile offenses. This introduces irony. The league finally became ready, just as Cunningham fades out. The game started to change. Coaches became more open. Offenses became more creative. The NFL was finally ready for a player like Randall Cunningham. But by then, he was gone. Can a forgotten star still shine? Cunningham's 1998 season with the Minnesota Vikings showed what he could do in the right system alongside Randy Moss and Cris. This delivers proof he wasn't the problem. The the system was. Everything finally clicked. Weapons around him, freedom in the offense. The result? 15-1, 34 touchdowns, MVP level play. After years of doubt, he proved what he always was, but it came at the very end. What if the plays that got you criticized are now the reasons others become superstars? Modern quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Jayden Daniels now thrive doing exactly what Cunningham did. This is the main payoff. Cunningham wasn't wrong, he was early. Now picture this. The pocket collapses, chaos everywhere. The play is over, or at least it should be. But the quarterback escapes, rolls right, avoids one defender, then another, and launches a perfect 50-yard strike. Touchdown. The crowd explodes, commentators call it genius, coaches call it playmaking. That builds MVP seasons. That play defines careers. For someone like Jayden Daniels, that's expected. That's coached. That's the system. But when Randall Cunningham did it, it was called reckless, undisciplined, a mistake. The same play, the same magic, just the wrong time. And that's the tragedy. Because Cunningham wasn't just making plays, he was showing the future. And by the time the NFL caught up, it had already passed him by. What does it really mean to be ahead of your time? Cunningham changed the game without fully benefiting from it. To leave the viewer with one final truth, timing can define legacy as much as talent. Randall Cunningham didn't fail the game. The game just wasn't ready for him. And sometimes being first means never getting the credit.